ready to start. Unfortunately, Mr. Andreas Meyer is not able to come, I think due to health problems. And so we have the pleasure to have Emma Regeni, who was also one of the organizers of this workshop, to moderate this final panel. Please.
So welcome once again, everyone, to panel number 5, New Products and Services. And we have the pleasure to welcome as first speaker Benjamin Wecker from Nexiot.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Benjamin Wecker. I'm working as a senior project manager at Nexiot. Thank you for having the chance and to speak at that conference, for having me. Unfortunately, I was not able to come physically to Munich because of the local driver association strike today in Germany. So I will present my slides online. Hope that's okay for you. Just a few words about myself. After 14 years of experience working for SBB Cargo, the biggest and market leader in Swiss rail freight. I worked in fleet and asset management as well in the digitalization of rolling stock. And I joined Nexiot in early 2023 to drive further the digitalization of the rail industry and to deliver real added value to our rail customers. Today I will present you Nexiot as a company. Here at a first glance what we are doing exactly. We are producing, developing, producing and operating telematic devices and sensors which collects information from freight cars, freight wagons, from containers, from goods, connected to the cloud in real time, where the data is processed and visualized. The main goal of our company is to provide transparency. This transparency removes uncertainty in the logistic chain, enables our clients to do some action to get better, to be more efficient. We are headquartered in Zurich. We have offices in the US and in Germany. And at the moment, about 30 nationalities are working for us. And you see at the moment we are operating in 2023 300,000 rail car devices and about 800,000 intermodal devices. And it is foreseen that we will quadruple in the next 4 years. As I said before, our main topic in our company, our main product is producing and operating telematic devices. We call them gateways. These gateways collect data. These gateways are also possible to serve as a gateway in that term for additional sensors which are connected remotely, pairing with BLE technology, communication technology. We can track the asset, we can track the cargo in real time, we can process that information, we can generate events, we can have the live location every time, real time on the map. We see where our wagons are moving, we can calculate the mileage, and we have different other possibilities with additional sensors, which I present in the next slides. But the main two areas are rail and intermodal. Here are some of our clients. As you see, quite impressive. There are a few market leaders which are our clients at the moment. Also SBB Cargo, and not to forget Knorr-Bremse, another the greatest lessor in Europe, VTG, but also outside Europe in the US, Trinity Rail in TTX, and as well shippers like Hapag-Lloyd and PO Ferries. As I said before, we are producing hardware and software. Below you see our gateway devices. On the left it's the Globe Hopper, it's our rail product. Beneath it's the Edge. The Edge is a more cost-efficient device which is designed and produced for intermodal containers. Then the next one is the Knorr-Bremse Hub. As you maybe know, we have a close cooperation with Knorr-Bremse, and this specific gateway is especially designed for the needs of Knorr-Bremse. I later on explain you what this device makes special. As well, we have different sensors like the load tracker, temperature monitor, and Wecker. I come also back to the specific sensor types and what they can do and what value and insights they deliver. And last but not least, we have a state-of-the-art dashboard platform which comes along with all of our products. Here we can display the information. Here we enable our clients to download processed reports. We also offer an API which enables the client to directly integrate the collected data into their system, into third-party systems, to do whatever with the data which they want. To gain again added value here. All of the devices are coming with the needed certificates, especially to mention the Globe Hopper, which comes with an ATEX certification, so you're able to go into special loading zones of chemical factories which are very sensitive regarding possible explosives. Again, here our Globe Hopper in detail. As you see, the Globe Hopper is mounted on a freight wagon. This is done pretty fast and pretty easy, only drilling 2 holes and then mounting the Globe Hopper with 2 rivets. The Globe Hopper itself is comes with a solar panel and a battery. That's a good mix in terms of longevity. We guarantee at least 6 to 10 years of operations without any maintenance. The Globe Hopper, after installation and pairing with our app, transmits the data to the cloud, and in the cloud, as I said before, the data is visualized. The Globe Hopper itself has a GNSS module, so it provides live location and also has an inbuilt shock sensor, so we can detect shocks, and we can detect also when a journey starts and when a journey ends. That's from great importance, because with that motion status we can very precisely calculate the mileage of a rail car. And that's pretty important, because normally freight cars or rail cars do not have an inbuilt counter because they are not wired, not powered. And for maintenance reasons, it's getting more and more important that you know the exact mileage. As well, it's important for all the lessors. Normally, if a lessor rents out a freight wagon to a railway undertaking, to an operator, then in the contract normally you have stated that this contract is valid for some specified mileage. If the operator goes above this mileage, he has to pay an extra fee, an over mileage fee. And with our device, the lessors are very precisely enabled to track the mileage and to do automized and very efficient billing and calculating and billing of that over mileage. As I mentioned before, in 2022, so last year, Nexiot started a close cooperation with Knorr-Bremse, and one product you see here, or one result of that close cooperation, is the Knorr-Bremse Hub. in contrast to the normal gateways we produce, the Globe Hopper and the Edge, the Knorr-Bremse hub is not autonomous in that way that it needs electricity. So it consumes electricity and does not have an inbuilt battery or a solar panel. Why? Because this device is foreseen to be mounted in passenger trains, in passenger cars, but also foreseen to be used in wagons, freight wagons, which have an automatic coupling system in the future, which have maybe an self or an energy harvesting system so they can provide electricity. Similar to the other gateways we produce, this Knorr-Bremse hub is also possible to or collects data by a direct wired or physical connection or by sensor connectivity via BLE or ITSSs and sends that data to a cloud. What are the use cases for such for the Knorr-Bremse hub? For example, in freight cars in future, if you have a digital automatic coupling system, you want to measure how if the coupler is working well, how many cycles of coupling you do. In the passenger world, maybe you want to monitor HVAC systems or the door cycles of your doors and opening and closing, something like that. So it's a good solution for an in-car build or the installation inside rail cars or inside passenger trains or cars to collect data. And again, the data is collected, is sent to the cloud. In the cloud, it's pre-processed, and there the end user can inspect and gets reports and automated alarmings and events. Now leaving the gateways, I come to the sensors we offer. Here you see our newest product. It's called the Wecker. The Wecker is a very versatile sensor that can be used to monitor door opening of freight wagons, H wagons. We can also detect the opening or the closing of hatches of tank wagons. And we have is also a possibility to mount the vector in that way that we can detect if a parking brake is engaged or released. Maybe you know that forgotten release of handbrakes in freight wagon or in operating rail cars is one of the major causes and reasons for flat spots, which are very costly, and it needs some time to repair it. As mentioned before, the sensors, the additional sensors, which comes with a separate power supply with a battery inbuilt, they do not need to be attached directly. They are paired remotely to the gateway device via BLE. So the information is transmitted from the sensor to the gateway, and the gateway itself, which has a connectivity and SIM card inbuilt, sends the data to the cloud, where the data is displayed, is processed, is visualized for further purposes. As the gateway itself, also the Wecker is maintenance free. You install it and then you forget it. We have a great range of operating temperature and connectivity, and also safety certificates. Another interesting sensor is the load tracker. The load tracker is a device for freight or for rail cars to detect if the freight car is loaded or unloaded. Also, this sensor works autonomously with an inbuilt battery. It's maintenance free, it's protected, a wide range of operating temperature. Again, the load tracker or this sensor communicates with the gateway via BLE, transmit the data, and the data is transmitted by the gateway via connectivity to the cloud. They're processed. Here you can visualize it and you can work with that. what is that? For what reason do we need a tracking or the load tracker or the information about the loading status? We can detect if the car is full or empty. That's very important in single wagon load, where normally the transportation or the transport client do the unloading and loading. So if you know it before, you can act before. We see loading events. We also are able to see tilted load if we install more than one sensors. Normally you install one per bogie, and then you can detect, okay, we have tilted load because one bogie is different to the other. The next interesting sensor is the temperature monitor. The temperature monitor is, as the name says, it detects temperature. If you think about tank cars or you think about a tank container, they are transporting high value goods like chemicals, and for chemicals it's normally very important that you have a precise monitoring, real-time monitoring of the evolvement or development of the temperature. This is important because you need some fluidity of the chemical for unloading, or you have agreed with the final client that the chemical comes in a certain temperature degree, that the chemical can directly go into the production, can be processed. And it's also important, you know, we have high energy prices nowadays. If the chemical would be coming too cold, then you have to invest money, you have to heat it up again. That costs you a lot of energy and money. And so you have maybe agreed with your with the other part that you get the chemical in the right temperature conditions, so you don't have to invest money and time in that. Again, this device is connected, paired to the gateway device, transmits the informations via the gateway to the cloud. Here again, we have different possibilities in visualizing, reporting, alarming, ruling. In the end, to have access real-time monitoring, you can receive notifications and you can improve your workflow and optimize it. After I have showed you all of the hardware devices and the visualization, our dashboard, I want to present you a very precise use case in rail. As I said before, normally the positioning of the rail cars, especially in the single wagon load system we have in Switzerland, but also in Germany and Austria, is not so foreseeable like in terminal services or in complete train services. Sometimes they are not positioned very convenient that you can use it directly. And again, the freight cars are non-powered, so they do not have an inbuilt mileage counter. But you need mileage calculation to do your maintenance schedules. And again, with the Globe Hopper, we have a real-time monitoring of the transport routes, of the journey the freight wagon does. Autonomously, we use an algorithm to do precise track matching. That means that we, with some distinct points of GPS, we can calculate a very exact mileage of the wagon, of the freight wagon. These are used for over mileage billing, for mileage-based maintenance, and we see if the wagon moves or not moves, and we can count the days and we can count the mileage. And with these two informations, for a major important client, we developed a so-called activity report, which visualizes the inactivity of the fleet of special cars, and with that we enable him, or we unlock the client with that additional visibility to right size the fleet or the number of cars he has in use to get a higher utilization of his rolling stock. And in the end, that means lower costs because he is able to give back some leased wagons to the lessor, or if the wagons are for his from his own rolling stock, he can sublease the wagons, or in the next investment cycle, he will buy fewer of them. So that's it. I leave you with some figures and end my presentations. If there are any questions, I'm very eager to answer them. You can contact us anytime at info@nexiot.com, and thank you for your attention and having me. I wish you a great remaining conference and a good day.